my series of lunch, dinner, starter and dessert ideas for your Christmas lunch or Christmas dinner, or even New Year's lunch or dinner, or just any family gathering during the holidays. So I hope you like all these recipes that I'm putting up, and I hope you give them a try, and do let me know in the comments box what you thought of the recipe. Without much further ado, let's just start with today's recipe. So here I've just soaked some red chilies, washed them, cut off the tips, and again soaked them in some water for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now all the other ingredients that we need are as follows. We require about 1 inch of ginger, which I've just chopped up into smaller pieces, 15 cloves of garlic, 15 peppercorns, 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds or jeera, about 6 cloves or lavang, 1 inch of cinnamon or dalchini, half a teaspoon of rye or mustard seeds or mori, half a teaspoon of haldi or turmeric powder, about 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and some salt to taste. And these are the soaked red chilies. So now we're going to grind all of these ingredients in our mixer. We're not going to add any water at all. And we are going to grind it to a very, very fine paste. You can transfer the paste to a bowl and reserve the water for using later. Now we're just going to put this paste onto 400 grams of meat. Now I am using chicken. You can use mutton or you can use pork, and you can keep this aside for 12 hours. It has to be marinated for at least 12 hours. Now after 12 hours, we're going to heat about 4 tablespoons of oil in a pan, and I'm going to fry 4 medium-sized onions till they're nice and golden brown in color. Now I'm going to add the marinated meat along with all of this lovely masala. We're going to fry this extremely well. I'm just going to add 1 slit light green chili, and now I'm going to add the reserve water that we had set aside yesterday or 12 hours before, and we're going to mix everything together. Now you can give this a little taste just to see if you want to adjust the salt or the vinegar. And then I'm going to add about 1.5 cup of hot water, and then we're going to let this simmer for at least 15 to 20 minutes, and there our vindaloo is all ready. I like to have it with some soft pao or some Goan rice. So here I've taken 1 cup of raw rice and washed it really well under water, and then I'm going to soak this rice overnight for at least 12 hours. This is very important that you soak the rice. Now after 12 hours, we are going to drain all the water from the rice, and then I'm going to put this into my mixer or blender pot. Now to that, I'm going to be adding 1 cup of freshly grated coconut, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and salt to taste. I'm also going to add about first I'm going to mix everything really well, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water and grind this to a very thick paste. It should not be very runny, but a real thick paste, just like an idli paste. This is the consistency we're looking for. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to take 1/4 cup of lukewarm water, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar to it and mix the sugar in really well into this lukewarm water. The water should not be hot but lukewarm. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dry active yeast, and I'm going to just leave it without stirring it for about 15 minutes till it doubles in size. Now, once the yeast doubles in size, it looks like this. We're just going to add it to our rice paste. We're going to mix it in really well, and then we are going to set this mixture aside for another 8 to 10 hours to ferment. So that's very important that it ferments. Now, once that is done, we're going to prepare our steamer, and we're also going to brush these molds that we have. They're just regular vatis. You get actual sanna molds, but I'm just using regular vatis that I have at home. And I'm going to fill these vatis halfway only. Prepare the steamer with enough water in it, and let the water start to boil. And then I'm going to place these in the steamer, and I'm going to steam them on a very high flame for at least 15 minutes. Now, after 15 minutes, let the steamer cool to room temperature, and then take a knife and just run it through the sanna, and it has to come out clean. And then just taking a sharp knife, run it around the sanna like this, and then just demold it, and you'll get these beautiful soft sannas which you can enjoy with chicken chakuti, with sorpotel, or you can just eat them all by themselves. So do give this a try, guys. With you. Now I'm going to show you how to get the onions ready first. This is very important to get this biryani just right. So I've taken almost about 10 large onions and chopped them really long and fine like this, and I'm going to fry this in at least 3 cups of oil and make them nice and crispy. Take your time, don't keep the fire on high, keep it on low to medium, and then just keep them on a sieve like this, and then you'll hear how crispy they become. So you can hear the sound. So this is very important. So do this step first, and then just keep them in a steel big dabba or a glass dabba, and just store them aside for later. So now comes the main important part, which is the marination of the chicken. So I'm using half a kilo of chicken boneless breast, and I've cut them into medium-sized pieces. I'm going to go with almost 2.5 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. This is some pepper powder. So I'm going to go with 1 tablespoon of pepper powder. This is jeera powder or cumin powder. I'm going to go with 1 tablespoon of jeera or cumin powder. Next, we're going to add some coriander powder. So that's about 1.5 tablespoon of coriander powder. Next, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of turmeric or haldi powder. Now I'm just going to add just about half a tablespoon of garam masala. Next, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoon of normal red chili powder. Then I'm going to be adding almost 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri chili powder. Next, I'm going to add a few, a little bit of kasuri methi, say about a teaspoon of kasuri methi. Then I'm going to add about almost half a cup of thick dahi. This is homemade dahi. So I leave a recipe of how you can make your curd or dahi at home. Next, I'm going to add some lemon juice. So say roughly about 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And now we're just going to mix all of this really well together. Now guys, you should try out this recipe. It is just divine. So this is how it looks when it's all nice and mixed up. Now we have to add some salt, which was very, very important. So you add salt to taste. So I would go with roughly about maybe 1 big tablespoon of salt. And now we're going to marinate the chicken for half an hour. And after half an hour, I'm just going to shallow fry these pieces of chicken till they're nice and crispy. So don't forget to marinate this for at least half an hour. You can keep it for even overnight. You can keep it for 2 to 3 hours, but minimum keep it for half an hour. And then just fry them till they're nice and crispy. Now what I've done is I've chopped up 2 large potatoes after peeling them, and I've boiled some water, and I just cooked this for about 2 to 3 minutes and immediately took them out. Okay, now in a large vessel, I'm going to be using these spices. So I have some cloves, some peppercorns, some elaichi, 1 big elaichi, some jeera, and some star anise. And I also have about 4 to 5 bay leaves, 1 inch of cinnamon, and a little bit of mace. So now my oil is nice and hot. So I'm going to use at least about 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil. This biryani does require a lot of oil. And of course, I'm using the same oil in which I fried the onions. That's also very important. So once, fry the onions first, and then, just retain the oil and use only that oil for the biryani. Now I'm going to add all of these whole spices. So I'll list these whole spices in the description box below. Now let them fry nicely on a low to medium flame. So now basically we are making the lovely chicken tikka gravy that goes with the biryani. Now I'm going to add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of the onions that we fried. Bagar everything nicely. Now I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. Mix everything well. Next I'm going to add 3 tomatoes that I've chopped roughly. Fry the tomatoes well. Then we're going to add just about a teaspoon of salt and mix everything well, because this will help the tomatoes to cook fast. So just add a little bit of salt, say 1.5 teaspoon roughly, and then just mash the tomatoes. And then we're going to cover and cook it till all the tomatoes are nice and soft. That's very important. So now you can see how all the tomatoes have cooked really well. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. Next, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Next goes in about 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. Then we're going to add just a little bit of garam masala. Now I'm going to add a little bit of coriander powder, just a teaspoon of garam masala and coriander powder. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of cumin powder, say half a teaspoon. Mix all these spices well together. I just wanted to share this recipe with you all as soon as possible. Okay, now this is ready-made biryani masala. So I'm going to add about 4 teaspoons of this biryani masala and mix everything really well. Now I'm going to add a little bit of curd. So roughly about 2 tablespoons of curd. Mix everything really well together. Don't worry, I'll list all the ingredients down in the description box. Mix all of this nicely together. You can adjust the biryani masala as per your liking. You can add less or you can add more. Now again, I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of these fried onions. Just crush them like this and add them. Mix all of this really well together. The fried onions do play a very important role in this recipe. Now I'm just going to crush some pudina leaves, say about roughly 4 tablespoons. Again, same with the coriander. I've just chopped some coriander, add that, say about 1/2 cup of coriander. Let this cook really well. This is, the base of the biryani. Now again, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So even if you plan to make a veg biryani, this is the gravy, then you can always add, your veggies into this instead of the chicken and continue making a veg biryani. And I'm going to add a little bit of water, so say about 1/4 cup of water. Mix everything really well. Now we're going to add our potatoes that we just parboiled. They shouldn't be too cooked or they shouldn't be raw. So just, put them in hot boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're going to add our chicken which we fried. Mix all of this really well together. Doesn't it look delicious already? So let it cook a little bit for about 2 to 3 minutes till everything comes together really well. And that's it, our gravy is ready. Now let's move on to the rice. So here I've kept some water for boiling, say about almost 5 to 6 cups. I'm going to add a little bit of jeera, 1 big elaichi, 3 bay leaves, some star anise, say about 2 to 3 star anise, about 4 small elaichis, 2 dark green chilies. We're going to add some peppercorns, say about 10 peppercorns, and a teaspoon of jeera. And let this water come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, you'll see that the color of the water also changes. And now I'm going to be using 1/2 kilo of basmati rice, which I've washed and soaked for about half an hour. And now I'm going to add that to my boiling water. You need a lot of rice for this. So 1/2 kilo of basmati rice, and use basmati only. Add all of the rice. And we're just going to cook it till it's just done. So the rice should not become too soft. It should be just parboiled. So keep checking on the rice, and then it's a little bit just ready. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Now we're going to drain this water out. So, the salt content again will go away. So 2 teaspoons of salt. Mix everything well and let the rice cook. Now in the meantime, I'm just preparing my colander. So I've just taken a vessel and a big colander like this, or a sieve. And now I'm just going to drain my rice into this colander. Now you can take out all the whole spices except the jeera and the peppercorns. You can take out all the bay leaves and the big elaichi, the small elaichi, and you can see that the rice is just perfect. It's not too soft. And I've taken out all the other things like the green chilies, the elaichi, the star anise. I've only kept the pepper and the jeera. So now it's time to make biryani. So now I'm going to first add some 4 tablespoons of ghee. Then I'm going to layer the rice. Then I'm going to put about 4 to 5 tablespoons of the gravy like this. Then on top of that, I'm going to add some coriander and some pudina, as well as some fried onions. Guys, you have to try out this recipe and let me know how you like it. It's just divine. So now that one layer is done, again you're going to add one more layer of rice. Again you're going to repeat the process by adding the remaining gravy. Again goes in the coriander, the pudina, and the fried onions. Sorry I'm moving my camera this way, but I was trying to get everything done and shoot the video at the same time. So this is how it looks, and then again we're going to put a layer of rice on the top. My entire kitchen had this beautiful aroma of chicken tikka, and I just couldn't wait for it to get ready, and I couldn't wait to share it with you all guys, so you all can also make it and share it with your loved ones and enjoy it yourself too. And then this is the top layer of the remaining rice. Again, I'm going to put some ghee on top, say roughly about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of ghee. Ghee really flavors the rice. And now I'm going to add some saffron milk. So I just took about 4 tablespoons of milk, made it warm, and added about a teaspoon of saffron strands, let it sit for about some time. And I added a little bit of red food color. And again, I garnished it with with the onions, the fried onions. And then we just cooked it on a dum, or just cooked it on a low to medium flame for about 15 to 20 minutes. Put a timer on your phone and let the entire vessel cool completely before you open the biryani and dig into it. So it's very important that it cooks for a nice 20 minutes or so. And then friends, there is your biryani all ready. Just make some quick raita and just dig into it and enjoy the biryani. So let me know how you like this once you make it. I will leave the ingredients in the description box below. Thank you so much for being a part of Akshata's Recipes, for being here, for watching my recipes, for your feedback. And I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Take care, guys. Bye.